YouTube? This is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and welcome back to the channel. We are going to be breaking down a top 20 running back for Dynasty football right now. Of course, we will be dropping our redraft top 20 as well coming into July. So again, make sure you are paying attention and you guys are subscribed to the channel. But again, I want to make sure we are talking about Dynasty. We are right in the middle of everything with Dynasty. Most of you have probably already did your drafts. Some of you are probably doing startup leagues, right? A lot of people doing. I'm probably in my 30th league right now. I love enjoying some free leagues. Obviously, I have some money leagues with some of my buddies, but this is a lot of fun. Dynasty is what makes, I think, fantasy such a new level. And of course, there's a lot of those best balls out there. So make sure you guys are paying attention to these as well. So this is my rankings of the top 20. I'm going to count it down from my 20 down to 1, who I believe are the best running backs for your Dynasty. Some may surprise you, some may not. So make sure you guys are paying attention. If you guys haven't yet, already check out our other videos. Make sure you check out our other Dynasty videos as well to help you guys out. Rookie videos if you guys haven't done your rookie draft. And of course, make sure you stay tuned. We'll be dropping a lot more content. We are into July. This is awesome. I'm super excited. We're into July. August will be here, and then September, and we've got football full go. So first thing I want to talk about is number 20. I've got here in this list, if you guys see here, these are the top 20 down to 11. Number 20 is going to be Tony Pollard. I love Tony Pollard. Don't get me wrong. As a Cowboy fan, I think he really should start to be 1A. Zeke can be 1B, maybe that goal line back. Tony Pollard, I believe, depending on how this season goes, could end up being the RB1 for Dallas, which is going to absolutely skyrocket his value. Right now, I have it number 20 just because, again, he technically is a backup, but he performed really well last year. He's somebody that's still got a lot of youth behind him, a great amount of talent. He has not had a lot of wear and tear, which is awesome. So even though he's obviously getting a little bit older than some of these players you're going to see here, I do like Tony Pollard. I think his ability, and especially in that offense, is just going to skyrocket, especially since they are going to utilize him probably a lot more in the slot, with the fact that Gallup will be hurt due to his injury still, kind of rehabbing. He'll be missing a lot in the first half of the season. So Pollard will be a big, big asset for the Dallas Cowboys. Next, I have Elijah Mitchell. I would love to have Elijah Mitchell higher, but unfortunately, the fact he is playing for the 49ers. Look, Elijah Mitchell is their best back as of right now, but don't forget they still drafted pretty high to get Trey Sermon. And let's be real, Kyle Shanahan will put whoever is the hot hand and run them the rest of the season. We're hoping it's going to be Elijah Mitchell. A lot of you probably have watched some of our other videos where I probably recommend getting rid of Elijah Mitchell. I still feel that way if you can get some value for him. But as far as the top 20 running back, he's going to be in that top 20 ranking as far as Dynasty goes. I probably have a different value with redraft, but right here, I think this is a good spot for him. Number 18, Alvin Kamara. Look, redraft, he's higher. Even with his suspension looming with 6 games expected. Alvin Kamara in Dynasty, though, you got the suspension. You obviously have his age starting to play a factor. No one knows what this offense is going to be like with Sean Payton gone. We don't know how they're really going to effectively use Kamara. I am worried about him myself. Now, he is a name that still has some firepower behind him. He's somebody that I probably have one share of in all my leagues. He's someone I'm staying away from, and if I had him, I traded him away. And that's kind of how I feel about him, which is why I have him at the 18th spot. Number 17, I have Saquon Barkley, and I may move him up a little bit. A lot of my hesitation is obviously the fact of his injuries. No one has not seen him play a full season in a while. It does start worrying me, but based off of what's been out there as far as the offseason news, he looks amazing. He looks better than when he came into the league, and obviously everyone knows what he was like when he came into the league. If he is back to that shape and can stay healthy, he is a top 5 Dynasty running back and a top 5 redraft running back. But right now, I'm a little hesitant, so I'm still putting him on the back end, but I do like Saquon Barkley. I have actually went to go after him. You can still get him at a fairly good price right now just because people are still unsure and they want to kind of get rid of him. I have Antonio Gibson, number 16, only because Ron Rivera scares me. Look, Ron Rivera keeps talking about possibly using more of a committee than he's done in the past with like McKissick. So the fact that he's talking about it even more does worry me for Gibson. Gibson is a top 13 fantasy running back in general. So 16 isn't too far off. I just kind of notched him down a little bit. I like his potential. I like what he can do. I think he can be a top 10. I think he can kind of squeak in there. But the fact is, Ron Rivera worries me about that committee aspect. And McKissick's still there, which if he had left like he was going to, I would have felt more comfortable and Gibson would have moved up. But right now, I'm kind of hesitant. I kind of move him back down to 16th. I think that's where he's a good spot. Derrick Henry at number 15. Again, this is Dynasty. Remember, this is a Dynasty rankings. He's here because of age and that injury last year. Other than that, if this is redraft, he is in the top 5 spot. Don't get me wrong. Wait till my video comes out for the redraft. He is a top 5 running back. But as far as Dynasty goes, the injury, we don't know what's going to happen with Tannehill. Obviously, he's under contract right now, but there might be a change with Malik Willis. There's a lot of things that might change, right? So for me, and the fact that you lose A.J. Brown and you put a lot of this onto Treylon Burks and Robert Woods, now everyone knows you're definitely going to run the ball. I mean, you already knew you're going to run the ball with Tennessee, but now you're really going to run the ball because A.J. Brown's not there to terrify you. No one knows what Treylon Burks is going to be like. Obviously, a lot of people expect some things out of him, but I kind of am a little different on him. But Derrick Henry, sorry, you're number 15. Number 14, I got David Montgomery. I love Montgomery, especially in a PPR league. If you are in a PPR league, I absolutely love him. He's an awesome RB2, low end RB1, like very low, but I love David Montgomery. And I expect this offense to be a lot better than it was in the past. I think Justin Fields is going to grow. I think this offense is going to be better. Nagy's no longer there. I like Montgomery. He's absolutely number 14. Number 13, I have Cam Akers. Injury does concern me. He was obviously number 1 there at one point, but you still have Henderson, which does worry me with him there. I just want to see his injury, how he played. I know he came back at the end of, with playoffs. That was not really him. Now he's got a lot more time in there, so I do feel a little more comfortable with him. And as a Florida State fan, I love Cam Akers. I think he's going to have the potential to be a strong running back, trying to squeak in that top 10, but I have him just outside of it right now. Now, I also have J.K. Dobbins on the outside as well, just because of his injury, Gus Edwards, and Lamar Jackson. That's a 3-headed monster that is absolutely going to rush the ball like crazy, and they're going to utilize everybody. They're going to utilize Lamar Jackson. They're going to utilize Gus Edwards, and they're going to utilize J.K. Dobbins. He is not the clear RB1. He's more 1A to 1B type of aspect. So I have Dobbins on the outside, but I like Dobbins a lot because of his youth, what his potential is, and he's in a great offensive scheme. So I like Dobbins at number 12. Number 11, I have Dalvin Cook. Injury plays a big concern for this one. And I think Madison does a great job on the back end. I could see them using Madison a little bit more, just kind of help keep Dalvin Cook fresh and injury free for the whole season. That's what I believe is going to happen coming into this upcoming season. I think they're going to utilize Madison a lot because Madison did do fairly well. He's not Dalvin Cook, but he did fairly well last year when Cook was out. And I think they want to make sure and preserve his ability to play all season. So with that said, I have him just outside. His age does play a factor. Again, redraft, I'm going to have him a little bit higher, but I like Dalvin Cook at number 11. Now here are my top 10. Number 10, I have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb does not get the respect, and I probably am not giving enough here just because you'll see some of the players up here. But Nick Chubb does not get enough respect. But reason why I have it number 10 is you still have a Kareem Hunt behind him who does a fairly good job. He seems very healthy this season so far in the offseason. Also, Dearness Johnson. He's one of my sleepers in Dynasty. I try to get a lot of stock and share in Dearness Johnson because Johnson did a really good job with Kareem Hunt being out and when Nick Chubb was out. He did a really good job. A lot of it has to do with the fact that Cleveland Browns have a really good offensive line. This offense scares me, though, going to this season. So redraft, I might switch Nick Chubb a little bit just because of what's happening with, obviously, Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield doesn't want anything to do with him. You're looking at probably Jacoby Brissett, who is not scaring anybody as far as a passer goes, which leaves you with a running game that's going to probably use a lot of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and maybe sprinkle in some Dearness. So I have Chubb at 10. Number 9, I have Christian McCaffrey. Injury is the only reason why I have him just into that top 10. If he's back, kind of like I mentioned with Saquon Barkley, if he is back to the way he can be, he is a top 3 running back in Dynasty and redraft. Right now, because of what's been happening with his recent history, a lot of it's been soft tissue, which soft tissue is an issue. Try not to rhyme there, but it is. That concerns me. It's not like broken bones. That's a little different. But when you have soft tissue injuries, those can linger and can, unfortunately, hurt you for the rest of your career. So Christian McCaffrey is a little bit of a nervous one for me. Breece Hall, I have a number 8. This will probably be the big surprise for most of you guys. I like Breece Hall. I still have Kenneth Walker a little bit higher as far as a running back goes into this rookie draft, but the situation was a lot better for Breece Hall, even though you still got Michael Carter, who I think is still going to do a phenomenal job. I think Mark Carter will be a strong running back choice this year, especially in the RB3 status. But Breece Hall's got so much talent. He can catch the ball. This offense is going to be a little different than what people are used to in the past for the Jets. So I like him, especially with his youth and his draft capital. Breece Hall's number 8. Number 7, based off draft capital and potential, Travis Etienne. Look, Etienne is going to be one of those guys that you're going off of what you saw in game film before his injury in college and what he can do in this offense. And he is going to be like that Deebo Samuel, Cordero Patterson type role. He is open to not just running the ball, but also receiving the ball. And I think they're going to use a lot of James Robinson when he's healthy and allow Etienne to actually be the playmaker that he's going to be. So I like Travis Etienne because he's going to be that playmaker, like a true athlete on the field, not just a RB player. That's just, I see that happening. Number 6, I've got Austin Ekeler. Look, Austin's going to have a little bit of some factors with the injuries in this past, but Ekeler is in a top 5 offense in general. Yes, you got Spiller back there, who I think is going to be great. He's definitely somebody you should be drafting. But I like Ekeler's potential, especially in PPR. He's one of the best receiving running backs in the league. Even though his size isn't the biggest, he does a great job at finding the end zone. He is good at the goal line. He's a good runner. He is one of those guys that just doesn't get a lot of respect and love, but I like Ekeler a lot. Again, getting closer to the top of the hill when it comes to running back age, but I do like Austin Ekeler. Number 5, I've got Javonte Williams. I know some people might have him higher, and a lot of people are drafting him super high. I still don't have him quite as high just because some of these other running backs I'll mention, and you'll see why. But Javonte Williams has the potential. Obviously, with Melvin Gordon back, does lower him a little bit. But as far as a dynasty aspect goes, I'm still going after Williams. Now, Williams has always been in a RB1, RB2 situation when he played in college, obviously so far in the NFL, and he still performs at a top-end level. He doesn't necessarily have to be a 70-30 share type of player to really perform. He can be a 60-40, 50-50, and he'll still be a top, 15 running back when it comes to fantasy. Now, to get him into that top 10, top 5, where we have him in the rankings right now, he has to become realistically the RB1, getting 60 to 70% shares and being that guy. Until Gordon's gone, right now you're hoping that's going to change. Number 4, I've got Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is definitely the most disrespected running back on this list. No one shows him enough love. He's 25 years old. He's got a good age. He's at that prime stage right now. He's in a great offense. Everyone's terrified of Joe Burrow with Higgins. You've got Chase, Boyd. Everyone's terrified of that offense. So the fact is, Joe Mixon's going to see a lot of light boxes and outperform everybody. So I like Joe Mixon a lot. I would not be surprised if he's a top 1 or 2 running back this year in fantasy. I like him a lot. You should be absolutely going after him. Number 3, I got DeAndre Swift. This is probably the biggest surprise in my rankings, and a lot of people obviously are like, what the? But DeAndre Swift's talent and what he can do in that offense, obviously Jamal Williams is still there. I love what Swift can do. He's young. He's quick. He's gained muscle, like some strong, I think it was 5 to 10 pounds this offseason. He looks really good this offseason. I am super excited. And the fact that now, obviously pending the quarterback situation, with Jared Goff, but you've got Jamison Williams, Amon St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson's back. That is going to open up Swift a lot. I'm super excited about that. Number 2 is going to be Najee Harris. No surprise there. Najee Harris obviously is in a situation where he is the only running back for the Steelers. That's it. It's all about touches at this point. Number 1, number 2, you'll obviously see number 1. You guys know who he is. But it's all about touches. It's all about that offense. Najee Harris is absolutely number 2. He can actually become number 1 depending on how Jonathan Taylor, who is my number 1 guy, going to be. Jonathan Taylor obviously is number 1. Look, let's make it really simple. He is realistically the only back on that offense. Yes, Himes is there. I get it. Hines is going to get your catches. He's going to relieve him a little bit. But Jonathan Taylor and what he can do with that offensive line, and the fact that now you add Matt Ryan, that people are going to be a little more hesitant to just rush the offensive line and try to stop the running back just because of what Matt Ryan can do compared to Carson Wentz, is going to actually increase his ability this year. I love what Jonathan Taylor can do. Almost every draft I've done so far this offseason, whether it be a redraft, whether it be a dynasty, whatever the case may be, he's the first running back off the board. And doing a lot of these drafts helps me kind of see where people are ranking these. Obviously, I have my own rankings based off of what I've seen in the past, what I see in the future, the offensive scheme, things like that. But Jonathan Taylor, number 1, Najee Harris, number 2. So hopefully you guys either agree or don't agree. Doesn't at this point, I think it's going to be more of a helpfulness for you guys as far as drafting goes and maybe possible trades. But hopefully this list has helped you guys with that. Hopefully you understand, kind of see what what I'm thinking about and what I believe is why these players are where they are. Now, this is an ever-growing list. This list is going to change. Give me 6 months down the road when the season starts happening, you're going to see some of this stuff change. But I wanted to get this out there for you guys because a lot of you guys are doing startups. A lot of you guys are in the middle of trading, getting ready for the season for a couple months away. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of who I believe are going to be your top players going forward in the Dynasty rankings. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Again, if you guys haven't, check out our other Dynasty videos. Check out any of our rookie videos if you guys are still in the rookie draft. So make sure you guys check those out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and that notification bell is on. Of course, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you hit the like button. It's greatly appreciated. Again, stay tuned. We've got a lot more videos coming up. We're going to be dropping them like crazy. Once August hits, it's going to be like 2 to 3 videos a week. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited for you guys. Again, stay tuned. We'll be doing some contests once the football season starts. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys qualify for that. And I'll check you guys out next time.